And then if you think about the Dan Dorfman effect, Gary, I remember sitting at the desk and he'd come on, and if it wasn't IBM, but just some small cap, weird biotech stock, every phone in the entire office, every phone in the entire firm would start ringing, and the retail desks would be looking at what this stock was, and it was just a fun phenomenon. And you start taking bets to see, how long until the phone would start ringing after you're watching him on TV. I think we had one TV for the whole office. Maybe there were 30 guys. At least we had 2 Quotrons.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that if you think about, again, what's happening today with social media and the idea of, leveling the playing field, and we've heard a lot about that recently in terms of Reddit and Robinhood and all, Dan's whole objective was he felt that he had a responsibility to give the mom and pop investor the same information that, and they weren't even called institutional investors at that time, but that was sort of his mission statement was, I want to try to bring that information to the public. And you and I have talked about it off camera, and we've talked about it, Jay, you and I have talked about it over the years with clients, but it's important to remember that that was Dan Dorfman's mission statement. Financial media, despite what the public may think, their mission statement is not to give investment advice, nor is it to give specific asset allocation models. Much like anything else, it's a information genre, but it's entertainment. And that's why it's always so important to remember that the daily discussion that goes on at Fox Business or even Bloomberg or CNBC as it relates to the stock market and the bond market and private equity, they've got to give information, but it has to be laid out in a thematic way of entertainment. And for financial journalism, entertainment is 2 things: fear and greed. And if you go and you watch the stories during the day, there's going to be a lot of things about how much money you can make in a certain security or in a certain space. That's obviously the greed factor. Or these things have run up so fast and you better get out now. You better listen because we're going to give you a warning. And that's the greed factor.